Hey guys, I am coming on here to talk about how to stay moisturized while on Accutane. And as some of you guys may know, I've been on Accutane for going on 3 months now. And when you're on Accutane, it usually really dries out your skin and your body. So I just have a couple of tips on how to stay moisturized while on Accutane. These are just things that have worked for me. And just to give you guys a quick reminder for those of you who have been following my Accutane journey, I am only on 20 milligrams of Accutane. I'm not sure if these things work for me only because I'm on a low dose. For some of these things that I mentioned, maybe it will work for those of you who are on a higher dose if you use them more times a week than I do. But yeah, so let me just go ahead and get right into what I'm going to talk about. A really quick disclaimer before we get into this video. Everything that I'm about to talk about are just things that have worked for me. I am not a doctor at all, and I don't really know how these products will work for other people. I'm just kind of sharing what has worked for me personally. So it's completely up to you and your choice to try these things or not. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start with lips first. I have been so grateful that my lips have not been as dry as some of the other people have explained on their videos. My lips are pretty tolerable. I really just use lip balm to keep them moisturized. If you saw my last update video, my 2-month update video, then you know that I did have a period where my lips got really dry because of, I believe, was wind and sun damage from being outside for so long. But that was the only time that my lips got super dry and started to peel. So I'm just going to tell you guys what I use as a good little exfoliant for your lips if they're starting to peel. Okay, so what I basically do is just take some olive oil. So I just have some organic extra virgin olive oil here that I got off of iHerb.com. And what I do is just mix this with brown sugar. Put a little bit of this with a little bit of brown sugar just to make a thick mixture, and then just rub it on my lips pretty vigorously because I'm really trying to get all the dead skin off of there. This is not something you want to use too often because it can be a little bit too rough for your lips. I only used it maybe once or twice during my Accutane journey just because my lips have not been that bad. But if your lips are really flaky, then you could probably try using this once a week. If not, then like once every 2 weeks. All right, so moving on to face. This is the one place where I did kind of have a little bit of a bad problem. Here I'm going to put in a quick little clip of my skin and how dry and flaky it was. It was pretty ridiculous. Lotion was not helping at all, and every time I would move my lips or smile or talk, my skin would just crack, and well, not cracked as in bleeding, but would just like start to flake and skin would be peeling off my face. I really needed some type of fix, some type of cure to get rid of this dry skin, and what I ended up finding is honey. And I knew about honey as a good moisturizer for my hair when I was doing like honey masks in my hair and things. And I read online that it was also good for your skin, especially acne prone skin. So what I do is just take a little bit of honey and put it all over my face. And when I say a little bit of honey, I really do mean a little bit of honey. You really do not need a lot of honey for this mask at all. It's just spread so nicely and so evenly that you really need just basically a teaspoon, if not less. The nice thing about using honey is that it is so sticky. So if you are flaking or if your skin is flaking, when you rub it on your skin, the honey will actually help peel off some of that flakiness, which is nice because it's just kind of like a really gentle exfoliant. So after I have it rubbed all on my face, I usually leave it on for an hour or more. And that's just because I don't work in the morning time. So whenever I wake up, I'll throw on a honey mask and then I'll just do my thing. I'll clean up, do the dishes, make breakfast, whatever the case may be. And during that time, I'll just have my honey mask on my face. If you put too much on, it will start to drip everywhere. So you really should just stick to putting on just a thin layer of the honey. After using the honey mask one time, my skin was completely fixed. Like I had no more flaky skin. My skin didn't feel uncomfortable, tight, and dry anymore. I was able to teach without any type of flakiness or feeling like my skin was really dry or anything. So seriously, just after one use, my skin felt perfectly fine. Now the two types of honey that I've used is, first I've used just raw honey, and now I'm using Manuka honey. So when I did my little research, they said that raw honey was really good, but said that Manuka honey was basically the best you could get. If you are allergic to pollen or bees at all, then I would not choose the raw unfiltered honey. I did hear that you can use just regular honey that you get from the grocery store, not the raw one, but just the filtered honey from the grocery store, and it will still work the same way. I'm not sure, I've never tried that before, but I mean, hey, if you have really flaky skin, then why not just try it. Okay, so that is the mask that I use, and I used to use that mask twice a week when my skin felt really dry and tight, but now I only use it once a week. I do want to quickly show you guys what facial moisturizer I'm using. It is the Accutane Oil Control Facial Moisturizer. Yeah, it's been really good to me, so I've been using it since, and I'm gonna probably continue using it after I finish Accutane as well. So aside from moisturizing your face, you also want to focus on the skin around your eyes. So there are two things that I do to keep my eyes, or the skin around my eyes, really moisturized. And the first thing I do is I use the Accutane eye cream in the morning. So this is just a lotion type of moisturizer. It's not like a serum, and it's not really thick. It really just feels like lotion. At nighttime, I do use oils, and what I do is mix coconut oil and castor oil. It's basically 1 part coconut oil, 1 part castor oil, and I just rub that all over my eyes and even in my eyebrow area. This has just been working for me. I recently started doing this with the coconut oil when I started Accutane. Before starting Accutane, I used to just do castor oil on my eyes. Just to add a little bit more moisture to my skin, I went ahead and added some coconut oil to my castor oil, and that's been working fine for me. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is the body. So I've been mixing my own lotion or body moisturizer, I guess, for about 3 years now or something like that. And what I do is just use some shea butter, and I mix it with whatever oil I feel like mixing it with. I basically chose to mix shea butter, olive oil, and vitamin E oil. I use the Out of Africa shea butter, and I mix it with my Flora organic olive oil. Then I just took some vitamin E oil and basically just used the little spoon dropper type thing that came with it, and just kind of put some vitamin E oil in there. I think I did it about 10 times. As you can see, my shea butter was really grainy this time around. I'm not sure why. Every time I've ordered Out of Africa shea butter, it's always been super smooth, but this jar is just really grainy and kind of hard. It has a lot of hard pieces of shea butter inside. So I knew I would have to put a little bit of heat so that everything will combine smoothly and just to melt some of those hard pieces. So I put a pot on the stove so that it can start heating up while I am mixing all of my other ingredients. I do not have any kind of measurements for this. I really just eyeball everything and do it how I want it to be. If you want your shea butter to be really smooth and a little bit more oily, then you can put more oil than I did, but this is just my preference. So I just eyeballed everything. I don't know about measurements really. This is just what works for me. Once your water seems to be a little bit hot, go ahead and put the bowl inside of the water and mix it until everything seems to smooth out. After that, I just leave my shea butter on the table and let it harden up naturally. Some people put it in the refrigerator. I don't really think that's necessary because it'll end up hardening up anyways. Once the shea butter hardened up, what I did was put a little bit inside of a small container, and this is basically my hand cream. This is what I throw into my purse and rub on my hands throughout the day or while I'm at work, just to keep my hands nice and soft and smooth, especially because it's so cold outside right now. The rest of the shea butter I just threw into another container with a lid, and that's what I use on my body after my showers. This mixture has been so good to me because being on Accutane, I have had a couple of dry patches on my neck and on my stomach, and my hands got super dry, almost felt like really fine sandpaper. So what I do is just use this moisturizer on my skin like several times a day, and it really helped to heal up my skin and make it really smooth again. So this has just worked for me really well, and I mean, hopefully it'll work for you guys as well. Alright, so that is basically how I stay moisturized while on Accutane. I hope this video was somewhat helpful for you. Being on Accutane can be really rough, especially if you're like me and you're on Accutane in the winter time. And Daegu's winters are just dry and cold and just
unnecessary.
These are the things I've been using. They've been working great for me, and hopefully they work great for you as well. Even if you're on a higher dose than I am, I really hope that it helps your skin or your lips, so whatever is dry, to be more moisturized and more comfortable during your Accutane journey. If you like this video, please hit that good thumbs up for me, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel for just random vlogs in Korea, as well as travel vlogs and just anything I want to make a video about. Alright, so you guys take care, and I will see you in my next video. Hey guys, this is my 2-month update on Accutane, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start this video with my progress, and I'm gonna post a video of my skin when I first started Accutane, or right before I started Accutane, a month in, and then what my